just a apology video for a video I made about 3 years ago. I was gonna say a long time ago, but 3 years. Anyway, yeah, let me just go ahead and get into it. So I said some really hurtful things to someone that cared about me and was very responsible for a lot of things in my life. So basically, what I'm doing here is apologizing for that. And like back in the day, when I had the whole manosphere thing and we were more a manosphere related channel and all that, like, yeah, I said some really harmful stuff in that interview with Ken, who is actually a real licensed therapist. The guy who was Ken is a real 100% has been doxxed, we know, is a real legit therapist. And also, there were some things suggested that were kind of asinine now. And of course, 3 years later, 3 years ago, I didn't think about it. But things happen, and now I'm like, oh yeah, so yeah, that's not such a good idea. And besides, I know people that work with individuals in that situation that me and Ken had discussed, and she says that they have methods of dealing with all that and they don't require dolls. So, anyway, basically, also if anybody wants to know about my whole doll thing, like, yeah, I have one and all that, but it's one of those things that I'm just going to shove in the closet because I don't necessarily need it anymore. It's not something that I'm like, oh, I have to have it. It's just, I don't know, after a number of years, I'm just, I don't really need this anymore. It's not something I really want. So, but yeah, aside from that, let me get back into it. So basically, yeah, I said some really harmful things about, someone's body and maybe some habits and things that they did in the past or some issues they had. And that was not right to say to you guys or like anybody else in the world. Like the whole world didn't need to know about that. I mean, not the entire world did, but a lot of people that had no business with that information didn't need to know that information. Especially mentioning somebody, by their kind of name a little bit. Yeah, that's not necessarily cool. And yeah, I feel pretty horrible about that, honestly. So I'm making this video to kind of clear my conscience and maybe rectify things a little bit because, yeah, I was just, really tossed out of my mind with, alcohol. It was my 36th birthday. And, yeah, I kind of went just a little bit too, I guess, over the top with it. And of course, again, you get into that whole mode we had about 3 years ago where the manosphere and all that crap was a big thing, and now like it's just that's all dead, like that's gone. The whole, I mean, there's still some guys that are MGTOW and all that, but as far as the manosphere in general, like it's a joke. It's kind of ridiculous and it doesn't do anything to improve sex relations between men and women. Like it doesn't. I don't think it's fixing things. Yes, there's obviously women out there and men out there that aren't that great and may destroy your life, but it's not everybody, and you don't really want to paint everybody under the same brush, regardless of what the statistics say. Yes, statistics are a good measure for, certain things, but everything in life is risk, and if you don't take a risk, I mean, you'll never know if things actually might have worked out, right? I mean, yes, absolutely, you can screw up and end up marrying somebody horrible. And that's why you just have to kind of vet somebody and learn who they are and get to know them. And this is a person who actually did that with me and was very supportive of me and cared a lot about me. And the family cared a lot about me at the time, too. Like, they were very supportive of me and wanted me to do the best. And it just feels like I said some things that were just horrible that you just I don't I don't know, man. I guess it was just the alcohol and the the time in my life. I mean, this is before I had that whole mental break that I had in 2021 where you start to take things a little. I guess you look at things a little differently after that, like after you've had what I could describe as like looking down the mouth of hell. That's pretty much the best way I can describe that. But yeah, I made it through that. I'm a little better. I'm, exercising a lot more, lifting weights, trying to keep myself in shape. I'm hitting 40, trying to just keep things going, right? And just a lot of things that I used to be, like, I'm really not. Like, I'm always going to be a degenerate guy, obviously. I've always been kind of that way. When it comes to, crazy comics and adult stuff and all that kind of crap that we do, like the sexy comics and stuff, I always like that. But, like, that. Other than that, like, yeah, upsetting people and fucking just saying horrible things about people, that's just not me. Like, that's not what I want to be remembered as. Like, I'm not the, certain content creators that do that. And obviously, there's people that actually care about me, and they want me to do good. They don't want me to, like, they want, again, these people wanted the best for me, so saying horrible things about a member of their family or anything like that, it's just really bad. It's a bad look. It's not mature. And as you get older, you start to, you do start to mature a little bit. Like, the generations change. I don't have an interest in a lot of the stuff that the generation is into. Like, I'm not that. I was big into anime when I was younger, but even though I have like a bunch of it, I just haven't gotten the urge to really sit and watch it. Like, I've been watching maybe old movies, some new movies, some old cartoons, not really anime. I've had a guy that's asked me. He said, you do need to watch. No, he didn't ask. He told me you do need to watch some of the older anime, because some of that stuff's good, and maybe I will at some point, but right now I'm just like, I'm kind of waiting for the whole thing to die a little bit, because it's just gotten too ridiculous, and all these guys are like, like, all I can talk about with girls is anime and all that kind of stuff. And, like, honestly, like, that's not what I talked about when I was dating and all. I mean, this is a completely different subject, but I'm just saying it's not been the greatest thing. And of course, yes, we do the adult content with those kinds of games. Because it's just been something we've done for a long time. It's kind of like a grandfathered in thing. Even though I like the AVN stuff, like, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I've grown out of the Aerogay, but it's just something that I'm not into as much anymore. Like, I don't know. It's like when everybody's into something or obsessed with it, it just gets to the point where you don't really want to see it that much. You don't have that much interest in it. Like, it's hard to explain. But, my generation, we had good music, good movies, good games. I mean, obviously, this game is inspired by our generation. And yeah, like, I don't think I could really relate to somebody from the other generation. Like, it's. I mean, I was talking with Empress about this kind of stuff, and we do have such a completely different generation and mindset, and things are just not like they're not like they used to be, right? So me, like, what I like to do is watch like a lot of old shows and movies and cartoons and stuff like that. Like, that stuff's it interests me a lot more, because there's a lot of stuff I missed as a kid, and like and I mean, you can go back and see it and you're like, oh, cool, okay. So I mean, and it's still new and fresh to you. So with the comics that we do, it's like that for me. I didn't really get a chance to read some of these comics, so going back through them, it's new for me. Like, I never got to experience some of this stuff. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy that, and I'm glad you guys like the channel so much. But yeah, again, like, I made a video a while back. I said some really horrible things about somebody that, again, really cared about me and helped me out and wanted the best for me, and just should not have done that. That's just a horrible thing. I mean, if you've seen the video, like, if you uh, like, I don't have it. I personally don't have it. It's been deleted. I couldn't even find it. I was looking for it to delete it, and I couldn't find it. It was removed, and I removed it from all the social media. Excuse me, all the not social media, but the other channels that we have. I removed it from there too. I just wanted it gone. It just did need to be a video that needed to be kept, right? As I mean, I'm not proud of it, and it's not great. We all make content sometimes that isn't that great, and yeah, like that one was a little rough. I mean, even compared to some of the crazy games we've done, like on the adult channel, that one, you know, that was actually hurtful. Like I actually, talked, pretty bad about somebody's body and their habits, and this is somebody that did like care about me a lot. And that's just not something you do to somebody that cares about you a lot. Like, that's common sense, and apparently I wasn't using common sense. I wasn't thinking with my dipstick, so as the commercial goes, right? So, yeah, I want to apologize for all that, and, maybe uh, just try to make things right, right? Because we all make dumb mistakes, and as I get older, I just want people to know that, yeah, like, my mindset has changed a lot. There's a lot of things that I was into a couple of years ago that I'm just not now. It's different. Like, I'm not even really getting that much out of social media anymore. It's just, I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, man, I'd rather just talk to people and call people and go back to the old days. Texting people is kind of lame. I don't know. I guess because I'm an older dude, I'm used to all this stuff, and some of you guys might be young. You're like, oh yeah, but we love the text. Yeah, it's useful for short messages, but if you really want to talk to somebody, you should really just pick up the phone and talk to them. I think that's the best way to do it, or do the FaceTime or whatever, right? Because yeah, I think people need to communicate. I think it's very important for people to verbally communicate. And again, being anonymous, saying horrible things under a moniker and all that, because I had some internet clout at one time. Yeah, that's not cool. Uh, and I mean, some may say, "Oh, well, you do have some." Well, I might, but I mean, it would be better to go and apologize for things I did, years ago, than just then leave all that to be the mess it was. And it was a mess. It was me drunk saying some dumb shit, and again, like, I don't think all of you've seen the video, and I don't really care if you have, because I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. For me it was. I mean, but compared to like what some other people have done on the internet, I mean, just in recent, yeah. But me, yeah, I mean, it's just something you don't do. It's really awful, and people be really upset, and they had every right to be upset. But yeah, I mean, time heals all wounds, and I mean, apologizing for things that you did in a really stupid fucking time is is a good thing. I think everybody needs to be able to apologize, and because we've all done horrible shit, right? We've all done dumb shit in our life, and yeah, that was me, kind of being a dumbass with too much alcohol and a mic, honestly. So yeah, I won't be saying anything else about this particular person, because I did look back and all the memories and things. I'm like, yeah, that person did really care a lot about me, and I probably shouldn't have acted like that and said those kinds of things, but it is what it is. But alright, guys, so this is the Grim Lord, and we will see you guys tomorrow with a new comic coming right up. I think we've got the Incal and Faith. Yeah, should be. The Incal and Faith. I know you guys kind of like the Incal, but I know you like Faith a lot more. And the Incal's not that long, so we'll go through the Incal and then try to get through a little bit more of Faith. Remember, I think we're only doing 7 volumes of Faith, and then I'm going to move on to something else. I might do Kiana, because I was requested to do Kiana, but I don't want to push too far into their new stuff. So, at any rate, guys, this is the Grim Lord, and we will see you guys, or excuse me, I will see you guys next time on Grimm's Comics Corner with an actual comic book tomorrow. So, alright, I'm out.